Greetings, everyone. Welcome to 2K Sports and another exciting edition of NBA Ball. Brian Anderson here, joined by the Hall of Famer Grant Hill and Coach Stan Van Gundy. We'll hear from Allie LaForce as well. This game against Toronto is the first time they've met this year. Coach, when you talk to Ingram's teammates, they always bring up his remarkable work ethic.
Well, Brian, Brandon Ingram works hard. He loves the game. He wants to be great. He spends a lot of his free time studying the game instead of just hanging out and doing other things. Well, the defense can't lose track of him. He's just too talented offensively.
Young from long range, nails it from three.
Well, you know this is coming with Young on the court. He's always looking for his next three.
He just rises up and throws it down hard with one hand.
That is such a go-to move for him. He holds nothing back on those. Pass to Young, down low. Here's Johnson. Solid as a rock from 20 feet out.
I doubt that's what they were looking for, but it works out.
And just over a minute played here to start the game. And here's Pirtle. To the middle. And Darko Rajakovic has called a timeout. He wants to give him a breather and talk things over. Grant, would you say the Raptors are in the process of starting over?
You know, I certainly don't think that's the wrong thing to call it, B.A. Coaching changes, some big trades. They're shuffling things around and trying to start building something new.
Shot clock at 5. Driving in. And he makes no mistake. Slam dunk.
All he needed was a little separation. So effective.
Boy, cleared the path, put him in position for a prime-time dunk.
Well, give credit to the screener there. That's how you help free up your teammates.
Young from long range. And Atlanta hits again from deep.
The deep ball from Young. He only needs a little wiggle room to feel comfortable firing away.
There's a screen. Outside Hart. Inside. Pirtle with the bucket.
They've really come out swinging, hitting 4 of their first 5 shots.
Pass to Johnson. Here's Daniels. And he banks in the layup.
Inside, Daniels really uses his agility, getting nimble to find himself a shot.
To the paint. Here's Pirtle. And he floats it in for the easy 2. Credit the sweet setup on that one.
Just taking it right to the rim, and no one was there to greet him.
Once he gets in deep on the defense, there is no way he's missing a layup like that. Excellent coverage defensively, making it hard on him.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, Allie LaForce.
Jalen Brunson's craft sets him apart. He said, quote, "I've always played with my instincts and tried to see the game a couple plays ahead. As I've gotten older, that part of my game has gotten wiser and better, but I'm still learning." Brian, that's a scary thought for the rest of the league.
He's already plenty dangerous, Allie. Now here's Young. He's got 6. From deep. He can't get that one to fall. Here's Toronto with the ball. Here's Agbaji. Lays it up and in on the nice reverse. Agbaji's got 6 points.
His nimbleness makes him a unique threat at the rim.
Pass to Daniels. Perfect night so far, 2 for 2.
Well, Daniels has good length, so this close in, he can use that to his advantage.
Well, Coach, we know how good Young is offensively, but he gets heavy criticism for his defense.
Yeah, look, and at 6'1", 164 pounds, he has some obvious limitations, Brian, but he's shown improved effort as a defender, and it shows in his defensive rating.
And you have to have that scoring ability on the floor. And Atlanta with possession here. Toronto making their last shot. And here's a Kongu for 3. A chance to go 2 for 1.
And you really must play this just right.
Pass to Ingram. Plenty of space. Basket is good. Off the assist from Brunson.
Well, you know Ingram has such a good all-around game. No problem at all from that mid-range area.
It's stolen by Pirtle. Out to the right wing. Back to Hart. Stolen by Young. And a fast break now for the Hawks. Tipped. Oh, the dunk by Okongwu.
Just rising up to the rim.
Man, when he gets up there, he gets up there. You know what I'm saying? Here's Brunson. Oh, and the release was before the buzzer, but it's off target. And that concludes a back-and-forth, high-scoring first.
16.
And close game underway so far. We'll see if either of these teams can jump out ahead in the second quarter. All right, guys, what do you think about the offensive approach we've seen so far for Toronto?
Well, you know, the analytics guys would tell you a team shouldn't be taking this many mid-range shots, but clearly they're shooting them with confidence.
Another area they've excelled in is the points in the paint. They've been able to gouge the interior defense so far in this one. Defense dodged a bullet that time. Total breakdown.
Coach, when you talk about the Atlanta Hawks, you got to start with Trae Young.
One of the most exciting players to watch in the NBA, Brian. He can shoot the ball from anywhere on the floor. He's a great ball handler and one of the most creative passers in the game. Well, so far, he hasn't had the same luck from deep in this quarter.
Outside Young. Back to LeVert. Pass to Capella. Just 5 on the clock. And Boucher with the block. And we played just over a minute of basketball in the second quarter. Hart from long range. Nice. Gets his second bucket. He's 2 for 4 now.
Slow reaction from the D, and it cost him 3.
To the inside. Capella. Misses the layup. Raptors lead by 5. Here's Dick. And the Raptors, another 3.
I'll tell you, Grady Dick can shoot for days. I mean, his confidence from beyond the arc is really incredible.
Young can't hit. Outside Hart. Out of bounds as Toronto keeps possession.
He was all over that pass. That's a cautionary tale.
Yeah, and you know they're tracking the tips and deflections because that tells you who's affecting the game.
Now here's Boucher. And again, Toronto, no good.
Given his range, you'd expect him to capitalize on that opening.
Up top, Grant. Here's Niang. Drains the triple. Well, despite the effort to create super teams, the league has a lot of parity right now, Grant.
It really does, and I like it. It's not quite like the 80s Celtics and Lakers or the 90s Bulls, partly because of the salary cap. It's so hard to pay more than 2, maybe 3 stars at a time.
Hart. And he throws it down. What a terrific lead pass.
And that's why you don't give up on the glass.
Man, his efforts well rewarded right there.
Well, that's what he does. He makes an impact with his activity on the boards.
Now here's Capella. He's scoreless. Niang outside. The Hawks need to get one up here. Oh, rejected by Boucher. And the shot clock expires. 24-second violation. Raptors lead by 7. Here's Dick. Oh, and makes it with the kiss. Dick's got 5 points now in the quarter.
They just look so overwhelmed inside. You know, that's why they continue to get attacked.
Hook loose. Stolen by Quickly. Outside Dick. From downtown. Lavert with a rebound. Here's Atlanta with the ball. And during the first few seasons of Emmanuel Quickley's career, he was seen primarily as a scorer, Grant.
Yes, but recently has blossomed into a more versatile threat. The leap we've seen in his passing has been especially impressive. He's a player to watch out for moving forward.
Let's check in with our reporter, Allie LaForce.
The NBA wants to ensure that every team has a shot. Commissioner Adam Silver said, "We want parity of opportunity. People aren't interested in seeing teams buy championships, and we've made progress. In the long term, we're better off with more competitive fairness among all of the teams."
That's true. It keeps everything interesting. Thanks, Allie.
Yeah, rugged play by Capella, going through the foul and creating an and-one opportunity.
And he'll be shooting his first free throw. Despite ups and downs, the Atlanta Hawks have remained in the hunt season to season, Stan.
Well, Brian, this team has a lot of resilience. They're scrappy, they're hardworking, and it's helped them stay on the margins, at least, of the playoff picture. Wow. Missed the easy one right there, right at the rim, but came up empty.
Throws it up high. Oh, deflected. Oh, it's stolen by Lavert. Oh, Grant throws it down.
Well, there's nothing sweeter than an alley-oop. Grant flying high to throw it down.
4 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Back to Brunson. Boucher on the screen. From 12 feet. And that one's long. Good drive by Grant. And a foul called on the way up. So he'll take 2 from the free throw line.
Well, you got to be able to take a hit in the NBA. Grant doing what he had to.
And so Grant nails them both.
I'm sure they don't want to send him to the line. That has to be in their scouting report.
And there's a pick. Here's Brunson outside. And so it's the Toronto Raptors closing out the quarter with a 7-point lead. Great shot selection right now, keeping the game simple and getting high percentage looks. And don't go far. We'll be right back. Well, for those just tuning in, thanks for being with us. Second half of this game still to play. Young from long range.
And they're doing strong work on the glass, a +5 advantage for them. And adds a few more points to their lead, showing off some style.
Wow, that was prime time stuff right there.
Hey, kept it simple. No reason to get fancy right now, B.A.
Yeah, he's just looking to find shots and produce for his team. Now here's Brunson. Second chance shot. Rebounded by Johnson.
Well, his team has the lead, but this has to be a bit of a concern for him. The shot isn't falling, and it's been a forgettable night.
The layup misses. Toronto leading by 7. Second half getting started. About a minute played. Here's Brunson. Oh, and Johnson with a block.
Since halftime, they've missed 3 of their first 4 shots. Still trying to get their legs under them.
Back to Daniels. There's the screen by Johnson. Pass to Daniels. The layup off target.
They've come out a little cold after that halftime break. Just 1 of 5 from the field to start the third quarter.
And picked 20th back in 2021. Jalen Johnson might end up being the steal of that draft, Coach.
Well, look, Brian, when we see guys take a big jump like Johnson has, it's usually because they have shot the ball better like he has. He's really blossomed during his third year and still has plenty of room to grow. That's a nice find by Trae Young.
Outside Brunson. Picked by Pirtle. Brunson surveys. 5 on the clock. The Raptors need to get off a shot. And he drives in. And he'll draw the foul. He'll head to the line for 2. It's on Onyeka Okongwu. And with today's switching defensive style, versatile wing players are tremendously in demand, Coach.
Yeah, well, position now, Brian, comes down to who can you guard. And guys that can guard 3, 4, 5 different positions, those 6'7", 6'8" guys are often able to do that, and they are extremely valuable. Yeah, he is so good with that floater. Trae Young showing off the touch right there.
Pass to Abaji. Outside Hart. Takes a 3. Okongwu with the rebound. Hawks trail by 4. It's stolen by Hart. Boucher right side. Knocks it loose. Here's Abaji. And count the basket. He was fouled, and he's going to the line for 1 more. Toronto making a switch here. And, Coach, with Okongwu adding a 3 to his game, it's hard to keep him off the floor now.
It is, Brian, and he can do a lot for a team when he plays. He can now spread out the floor. He can guard multiple positions. But the main thing Okongwu does is he is all over the glass.
And now the Raptors on the break. And here's Ingram outside. Counted from distance. Ingram's got his second basket of the night.
Well, when you've got a reliable jump shot like Ingram does, you can shoot without hesitation.
Goes up on the wing. It's hauled in by the Raptors. These are his first free throws of the game. The free throw drops for Quickly.
Emmanuel Quickly. 2 shots.
And Quickly drops them both. Hawks trail by 12. Pass to Capella. Oh, they get a hand on it. Stolen by Quickly. And he ends that fast break chance. An intentional foul. That's a textbook example of the transition take foul rule. Toronto shooting their 6th attempt at the charity stripe in the game.
Yeah, they've really made a concerted effort to get to the line here in the second half.
Outside Ingram. There's the triple. Gets the 3 ball to go. Ingram's got his 3rd bucket of the night.
That's been typical of their performance today. They're sharing the ball and creating good shots.
Here's Capella. And a slam dunk by Capella.
Yeah, good old-fashioned slam from Capella.
Boucher outside. Quickly outside. Outside Hart. To the middle. Here's Abaji. Hey, how's that for an answer? Right back with the dunk.
Putting that pass right in his stride. Didn't have to slow up and was able to complete the play.
Back to Daniels. Nice move. And that's 2 points on the layup. Daniels has got 8 points.
It's nice to see they're not settling for three-pointers. These guys are putting in the work inside.
And Clint Capella picks up the foul. That's his first foul of the game. We're in the bonus now, and they'll go to the line.
He's such a good free throw shooter. You don't want to foul him unless it's absolutely necessary.
No good on the second free throw. Pass to LeVert. Down low. Here's Grant. Can't get it to drop. Some solid defense from Ingram. Outside Hart. Got it off in time. And so it's the Toronto Raptors leading by 17 at the end of the period. Building this lead up in
51.
And there have been two very different performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. The three from Quickly. Capella with a rebound. Hawks trail by 17. Beverly for three. Gets the three to fall. Hey, Beverly's gotten himself going here. His first points of the game on the deep ball. Quickly, left side. Screen by Robinson. Ingram on the wing. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Outside Robinson. From outside the arc. Excellent D there from Capella. Here's Gay. Outside for LeVert. Pass to Gay. Beverly outside. Here's Capella. And he gets the bucket.
Inside, Capella's physical ability makes the difference. He can get vertical, bump with you, whatever it takes.
Quickly outside. Yes, it's good. And the Raptors lead by 14.
And just executing at a high level. I mean, taking what the defense allows and putting in the work.
Yeah, come on. They're just having their way out there and continuing to press the advantage.
Into the lineup for the Raptors.
And we've made our way through just over a minute and a half of this fourth quarter. Here's Gay. Pass to Beverly. Let's go with a three. Hart pulls it in.
Nice rebound. Trying to match the other team's intensity right now.
Inside. The kick out to Brunson. To the paint. Here's Pirtle. And the dunk by Pirtle.
A monster finish with authority.
And he hangs on the rim for a little extra spice. His shot is good.
The defense gave him a little space, and he took advantage.
And that's an intentional foul.
You don't want to stop the clock right there. I'm not quite sure what he was thinking.
Atlanta making some changes. We're in the fourth quarter here. Just under 2.5 minutes gone by. Ingram on the wing. Outside Brunson. They've got numbers. Back to Daniels. Pass to Young.
His first, team second.
Here's Daniels. And the Hawks with another three.
Oh, good shot from Daniels. He understands he needs to keep knocking these down for his team.
Outside Brunson. A minute 58 left in the fourth quarter here. And down it goes. 2 points. And growing up in California, Stan, when did you first fall in love with the game of basketball?
Well, Brian, my dad coached for a long time, and I just remember going to his practices and going to his games. I can't remember a time where I didn't love the game.
And a deep three from Young. Off the mark. Had a chance there to trim it to single digits. Toronto leading by 12. And here's Ingram from the arc. The shot misses. Time running out for the Hawks. So far in the fourth, they've allowed just 6 points. Kept alive. Here's Toronto with the ball. To the right side. Here's Brunson. Second shot opportunity. And he sinks the layup.
And a comfortable win for them here. Game is out of reach. Good performance for the Raptors.
This team did a lot of things well tonight. Number one was passing the ball.
And it was a team that was in rhythm. And they just trusted each other to take the right shots.
And they'll chalk this up as their third win of the year.
And having this win on the books might give them a little mental advantage the next 2 times these squads meet.
And we've come to expect these kinds of strong games for Josh Hart.
Well, that work he's shown on the glass has been spectacular. You love to see that as a coach.
Here's Young. Off the left rim and out.
And it didn't register as an official block, but he did everything you want in disrupting that shot.
Well, you know, sometimes the most pivotal plays don't always go on the stat sheet.
So it's the Raptors winning this one easily. Exceptional effort on the road. They were ready and they were focused.
Focused indeed. I mean, it takes a strong mental approach to block out the distractions. These guys stepped up 100%.
Well, folks, that's going to do it for now.